you.
Hey there guys, this is just a little update for you here. It is currently 33 degrees out this afternoon. Humidex is feeling like 44. It is absolutely warm in here. Not really sweating too much though. Seem to be handling it quite well, all things considered. Like I said, I do have my Vornado fan blowing some air, which seems to help a little bit. I've got my Honeywell fan over there also running, which also helps. And currently using my AC out in the living room, which is also helping. And I want to thank the very company who made the cover for the AC, although I may at some point decide to get a new one just to see how that does, because want to try and keep my options open in that regard. Maybe double layer the wrap just to make sure that it doesn't leak out too much. The window kit for my AC seems to be working pretty good as well. I'm very happy about it. And that's basically it. My hair is a little bit, it is a little bit on the frizzy end, but it's not as bad as I initially thought it was going to be. But I'm a little bit on the tired side and pretty eager to jump in somewhere cool and wash up, which is what I'll probably do later today. And I may actually, there's two things that I may need to do. I know tomorrow the weather is actually not supposed to be as warm as it is now. So if I play my cards right, and hopefully I will, I may actually get out and do some stuff. Get out, go for a walk for the first time in weeks, seeing that I haven't been out as much as I would have liked to have been. I know the hot weather kind of does prevent you from doing things, but at least it's beautiful out, the sun is out, not a lot of cloud, although we did get a lot of cloud this morning. But we are also under a severe thunderstorm watch, which could eventually turn into a warning. Honestly, I really hope that we do get some heavy thunder and lightning, because to be quite honest with you, I haven't seen a single jolt of lightning, hadn't even heard a big boom of thunder, and that's what I wanted to hear. And we haven't had it at all last summer, which kind of sucked, but hopefully we'll have that chance this summer. And that's basically it. So I'll end this part of the video. Not certain if this is going to be the last clip that I'm going to do. But definitely I will keep you guys updated to see if things even cool down even just a little bit, which probably won't. This heat wave is probably going to ultimately last, I want to say the entire day, but hopefully it'll get down to like 35 degrees. And I'm talking about the humidex part, by the way. 35 degrees by later this evening, and then hopefully it'll get down to like maybe 25 tonight. I'm just, here's to hoping at least, because not really a huge fan of the heat anyway, but that's all the update that I got for right now. I'll check back with you guys later. 19 degrees right now, and it feels like 21 already, which kind of makes me wonder how warm it's really going to be later today. Not really looking forward to it, but oh well, what do you do? It is summer after all. 6:21 a.m. and sun's up brighter than like never before. Had to get up pretty early because I can already feel the warmth. The This little fan seems to be helping a great deal, as well as this little baby right here. These fans seem to keep this bedroom nice and cool. For right now, it's not gonna help as the day wears on, but it's helping right now, and that's the important thing. One thing I do want to mention, though, is that I can already feel a bit of moisture coming from outside. So I'll check back with you guys at a later point in time. 6:19 a.m. and the sun is out, brighter like never before. Hey there, guys. It is officially the next day. Today is Wednesday, June 25th. And as you can see, I got a little streak of white in my hair. No, I did not try to color it. If I did, it wouldn't just be that one strand. But anyway, it is officially the next day. Today is Wednesday. I survived the night. Imagine that. I actually survived the night. And it's all thanks to my Vornado, as well as my Honeywell fan. I don't know what I'd do without them. Yesterday was pretty brutal. The temperature with the Humidex made this room feel like a friggin' oven, like a literal oven. But the funny part was I wasn't even sweating. A lot of it has to do with the sleeve around the air conditioner hose, exhaust hose, and some of it had to do with the Vornado fan that I just showed you guys. So it's actually quite nice. It is currently noontime right now. Still a little bit warm in here, although it's not anywhere near as bad as what it was yesterday. The Humidex for this afternoon is going to feel more like 30 degrees. But I'm going to skate by that like it's nothing. And honestly, I'm quite surprised that I could this time of year, this year. I know this time last year, and we had that major heat dome, which ultimately made the temperatures feel more like 45 to 47 degrees. 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. Maybe 4. But definitely 3 days that I can remember. And pretty much every night, every time I slept on this bed, during that time, I was sweating bullets. My heart started racing. I started breathing heavily. It was that bad. And I did have a major scare that year. And I thought to myself, right then and there, like, what would have happened had I had something to cool this unit down that's not going to break the bank? Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that because this is an older building. There is no mini split heating and cooling unit installed in this building. I wish they would, but my landlord clearly doesn't want to do that. Even if they have the money, they won't do it because, well, you get the idea. But this year it's a little bit different because I actually got my Vornado put in. I got something installed onto my AC that I can remove throughout the end of the season and whatnot. And then put it back together the following summer, which is kind of a good thing. But yeah, this time I did come prepared. It didn't really do anything to keep this unit as comfortable as I would have liked, but it was certainly better than what it was last year, so I can't complain. No use complaining, but I survived yesterday. Hopefully I'll be able to survive the next few months of hot, humid weather, because our summers recently, over the last 5 years, have actually started to get worse. It has gotten worse, and it's only going to get worse from here, but hopefully with any luck, things will turn around. I do plan on getting a second Vornado fan, this time for out in the living room, probably within the next year. Not going to get it this year because right now I don't have anything earmarked for it right now. But that's basically what my plans are for the next summer, should something like this ever happen in the future. But yeah, got my Vornado, got my Honeywell. This room actually feels much better compared to what it was last year. Even when the temperatures are like in the low 30s, this room would tend to feel more like 40. And thanks to my Vornado fan, it's actually feeling exactly like how it is outside, which isn't what I wanted, but it's certainly better because with the Vornado so far, and like I said, I am testing it out this year to see how it's shaping up. And I gotta tell you, last night, it was still hot in this unit, but when I went into bed last night, I want to say around 11:30, this room throughout the night actually cooled down dramatically to the point where I was like, you know what, this isn't so bad. I mean, it was certainly better than what it was last year at that point. And even though the temperature was in the mid 30s with the humidex, last night this room felt more like a little bit below that, which is surprising. I had to turn the AC off late last night because it got to the point where I was like, okay, I think I'm good to go. We don't need the AC on now. And I'm kind of glad that I don't have the AC running last night. But it was still, the temperature outside was still pretty high. But since it was already dark and it was already, like, there was no sun outside, I kind of felt like I didn't need to have it on. So I decided to turn it off. And of course I left my Vornado on as I'm supposed to. The room, in this room in the apartment actually cooled down to the point where when I woke up this morning, I started to shiver a little bit. But the temperature outside felt more like 30 degrees still. But it actually cooled this room down to the point where I was like, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't need my AC all that much. So my hope for the following summer is to get a Vornado in the living room next summer so that should something like this happen again, it'll hopefully prevent me from having my AC on 24/7. So it should be okay. And it'll probably keep my living room area nice and cool in the morning hours, just so that I won't need the AC on quite as much, which that's my goal for next year anyway. Should I decide, or should I still be here in this building by then? But you never know. But today is Wednesday. My hair actually looks much nicer. It didn't frizz up this year, despite the fact that the temperature reached close to 46 degrees yesterday, which is amazing. Like, I am absolutely shocked that the temperature didn't make me frizz out, which is kind of nice. Hopefully it continues throughout the summer. You never know, but this is just my little update for you guys right now. Not certain when I'm gonna do any more videos similar to this again in the future. Like I said, my Vornado fan, I am still testing it out, so it's too early to tell right now if it's actually gonna continue like this all summer long. This year, we'll have to wait and see, but I am very happy with how it's been working. Hopefully it works like this next year. If you're wondering why it's very warm in here, despite the fact that my Vornado is on, it is the middle of the day and it is the afternoon. And the sun, we do get a lot of sun hitting this room in the morning time, which may explain that. But you know, it is what it is. It is warm in here right now, but come nighttime, and even the morning hours, it's gonna be quite nice in here thus far. Hopefully come this time next year, if and when I do get another Vornado fan, I would like to get one in the same color for out in the living room. I'll be able to have both Vornado fans set up, plugged in, ready to go, and then hopefully with any luck, things will be much better. But we will have to wait and see what happens moving forward. If you guys are wondering, though, why I don't have anything over top of this to, like, foam or anything like to put in between up here. Well, I didn't prepare for this, but I had thought about getting a different kind of foam to put in between the window and stuff. And I thought I saw something online where it's like a pool noodle, but it's more like blocking out the gaps from these windows and stuff like that, so nothing can come in other than the air from the fan. I didn't think very clearly in that regard. I had thought about getting it this summer, but I don't know if I have anything earmarked for it right now. I may have to go to Canadian Tire or Kent's. I might even actually go to Walmart and see if they got anything in that department there to see if I can fill the gaps in these windows moving forward. I also, at some point, plan on getting a container to store under this bed specifically for my Vornados and for fans like this as well, so that I could store my Honeywell fan as well as my Vornados and all the other pieces that I need for them, and store them under the bed, out of sight, out of mind type thing. So I do plan on doing that in the near future. I'm not certain when I can do that, but I'm thinking sometime in September or maybe even in October. If I get lucky, that is. Maybe get something to store under the bed for my fans as well as the Vornados. And I might even, if I get lucky, I might even have enough room to store my window kit for my AC, so that the only thing I got to worry about is where am I going to put my AC. So that is part of the plan, but it might be a while before that actually happens. Now, I do plan on at some point getting another Honeywell fan, this particular brand here, with a whole bunch of speeds for this unit, because I find my Honeywell, the one that I just got back in January of this year, that fan actually works quite well. I know the Rowenta fan that I had a year prior does do the trick, but the fan doesn't really work anymore and I had to get rid of it. But I figured, get another Honeywell fan. It's not quite as cheap. In fact, it might not be as cheap as any other fans that I've used, but something's better than nothing. So I do plan on getting another Honeywell fan and another Vornado for out in the living room. Hopefully sooner than later, but we shall see how things play out there. And hopefully my living room will have some of the same stuff as this room does, so that I don't have to worry about the heat in the morning hours or even in the late night. So that's part of the plan. That's what I plan on doing, and I hope to, at some point, have everything set up so that I don't have to worry about where things are going to go once I don't need them anymore. Where am I going to put my AC? Where am I going to put the stuff for the fans? All that stuff. That's something that I'm going to cross. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But in any event, that's it for the video. That's the only update that I got for you guys right now. I survived the first heat wave of 2025, and I didn't even sweat too much, nor did my hair do anything crazy, so what a surprise. But it's a good surprise. mind you. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. If you guys like this little video, I know it's nothing special. Leave a like if you wish to. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some lunch and get on with the rest of the day. So, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay cool wherever you are. If you're in Ontario or in Quebec, do your best to stay cool. I know it's not the greatest situation there either. But anyway, I'm out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully with some other stuff, but we shall see. Peace.